Metro Manila mayors want the modified ECQ status in the region extended for another 2 weeks. Foreign Affairs Secretary Teodoro Locsin Jr. has asked the IATF to temporarily ban flights from India. Several countries have shut their borders to the South Asian country as it continues to grapple with record-breaking COVID-19 infections and deaths. The Supreme Court has resumed oral arguments on the controversial Anti-Terrorism Law. Key government officials and locals trooped to Lapu-Lapu City to commemorate the 500th anniversary of the Battle of Mactan. And the first supermoon of the year lights up the globe. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here is a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. Metro Manila mayors met today to discuss the quarantine classification for the month of May. To tell us more about how that went down, Marian Enriquez joins us live from Mandaluyong. Hi, Maan. Have the NCR mayors reached a consensus on this?
Sean, Metro Manila mayors will recommend a 2-week extension of modified ECQ status in NCR Plus starting May 1. That's according to a reliable source. They will also be pushing to ease the curfew hours to 10 p.m. until 4 a.m. from the current 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. Prior to that, local chief executives, health experts, and economists have expressed opposing views on prolonging MECQ for the month of May. Marikina Mayor Marcy Chodoro told The Big Story that the government should carefully consider the economic losses brought about by the strict lockdown. He added that the government should instead focus on improving the country's healthcare capacity for COVID patients. In an interview with One News, the Chiefs, Manila Mayor Isko Moreno said he is open for the extension, but he also said that reopening of small business should be considered to prevent more job losses. But for economist Emmanuel Leco, the country's economy should reopen immediately. If not, Leco warns that we will see more unemployed Filipinos, small businesses shutting down, and people losing income. Leco added that hunger is prevalent, as can be seen in community pantries all over the country. For its part, the Opta Research Group has recommended MECQ in the NCR Plus bubble for 1 to 2 more weeks. Opta Research member Professor Guido David said this will allow the decreasing daily cases to stabilize and decongest hospitals more quickly. The group warns that if we shift to GCQ, we will see a higher transmission rate as more people will go out of their homes. Sean, it's been 5 hours already, but NCR mayors are still deliberating as to what they will be recommending to the IATF regarding the quarantine classifications for next month. Sean?
Thank you for that update from the city of Mandaluyong. That was News 5's Maan Enriquez. Meanwhile, the Foreign Affairs Department wants the government's COVID-19 task force to impose a travel ban on India. DFA Secretary Teddy Locsin Jr. says he has asked the IATF to carry out the move amid the rising number of infections and deaths in the South Asian nation. Locsin explained to the task force that there will be no foreign policy implications if the travel ban is carried out with best intentions for everyone's safety. The statement comes on the heels of the Philippine Embassy in India reporting that at least 2 Filipino workers have died due to the coronavirus.
We only have about 2,000 Filipinos here, and 80% of them are housewives. So about less than 70 are OFWs, but these OFWs are in the managerial level, and a few seafarers. And unfortunately, this last 48 hours, nakakuha kami ng balita na dalawa sa ating mga OFW, as I said, these are managerial level people that have passed away. Maklase itong pandemic na ito, napakalungkot. Okay naman at nagtutulungan ng ating mga kababayan dito.
The World Health Organization describes the COVID-19 situation in India as beyond heartbreaking, while also noting that assistance is underway. Hospitals and crematoriums in India remain overwhelmed forcing officials to create makeshift mass cremation sites. Back here in the Philippines, the government admits that the health department's plan to conduct mass testing will be a challenge, especially when it comes to contact tracing. In an interview with Radio 5, contact tracing czar Benjamin Magalong says the contact tracing ratio in the Philippines is now up to 1:6. However, this is still a far cry from the ideal ratio of 15 contact tracers for one COVID patient. Despite the shortage of contact tracers, Magalong says they have no choice but to prepare for mass testing. For now, they are set to train and retrain a total of 249,000 contact tracers here in the country.
We have to face the reality na talagang kulang. Kulang ho talaga. Tapos pati ho yung kakayahan ho nila, kulang din. Dahil nga, siyempre, pag wala ho yung follow-up na supervision, wala ho yung appreciation ng leadership, the same time, kung hindi naman ho talaga sila directly involved dito sa pag-analyze sa contact tracing, talagang malaking factor ho yung kung bakit mababa ho yung cases natin. Kaya kulang pa ho yung mga encoders natin na kinukuha naman natin doon sa hanay din ng ating mga contact traces. Kaya talagang ang laki ho ng effect. Wala ho talaga tayong magagawa. Kulang ho talaga.
Work in progress.
Ngayon nga pinapag-aralan po ng DILG yung kanilang mga dynamics. As of this date, ang capability pa lang po ng system is yung digital logbook. Yung parang nagsusulat po kayo sa papel, pero instead sa papel, digital po yan. Pupunta po sa isang central repository. Ang inaayos po ngayon yung exposure notification niya para kung sakasakali po napadikit po kayo sa isang positive patient o kaya naidikit ka sa isang positive patient, mag-alert po sa phone mo para alerto ka ho.
And the Supreme Court has finally resumed oral arguments on the petitions challenging the legality of the anti-terror law. For the details, we have Marlene Alcaide reporting to us live from the city of Manila. Hi, Marlene. Good afternoon. What's up? All right, so we'll get back to Marlene in just a little bit. We'll try to fix that connection. For now, we're going to take a short break. Keep it here. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Like we were saying earlier, let's circle back to the story of the Supreme Court resuming oral arguments on the petitions challenging the legality of the anti-terror law. We have Marlene Alcaide back online, joining us live from Manila. Marlene, what's the latest on this?
Yes, Sean, the Supreme Court has finally resumed oral arguments on the anti-terror law after almost 2 months of delay. This time it was done online, a first time in the history of the High Court. Solicitor General Jose Calida lead the government in defending the controversial law. In his hour-long opening statement, Calida said the measure has been unfairly stigmatized as a mere legal ruse to finish or end the opposition, which he described as a monstrous lie. Calida assured the public that the government is not the people's real enemy. He rejected claims of unconstitutionality, saying that law is brimming with safeguards that will prevent abuses. The Solicitor General added that surveillance requires court order and the definition of terrorism is not vague. He also defended the Anti-Terrorism Council, which he said cannot just designate based on suspicion. Calida explained that it has a process and rules that will be followed throughout the implementation. He also clarified that what the controversial law regulates is conduct and not speech, contrary to accusations that the law violates freedom of speech, expression, and of the press. Calida stressed that the petitions should have been dismissed from the very start due to lack of form and substance. He also hit progressive lawyer Nery Colmenares, who he said was found in possession of illegal paraphernalia. In response, Colmenares, who serves as counsel to one of the petitions, dismissed the statement as a lie. Sean, after delivering an hour-long statement, Calida led his assistant solicitor generals to answer interpellation from the justices. The oral arguments has ended and will resume on May 4th. Sean?
Thank you for that update, Marlene Alcaide, who joins us live from the Supreme Court in Manila. Let's move on now to other stories we're keeping our eyes on. Some 15,000 doses of Russia's Sputnik V vaccine are set to arrive in the country on Wednesday. Malacanang says this first batch will only be distributed around Metro Manila due to cold storage requirements. And at the Senate hearing earlier today, Finance Secretary Carlos Dominguez III defended the executive order reducing tariffs on pork imports. The cabinet official told senators that the policy could save consumers up to 67 billion pesos in the long run. He also assured hog raisers that the order is just temporary until pork prices and supplies stabilize. And the Philippine Air Force has vowed assistance to the family of the pilot who died in a chopper crash in Hetape, Bohol earlier this morning. 3 other aircrew members were brought to the nearest hospital for treatment. And down south in Lapu-Lapu City, festivities are still in full swing for the commemoration of the 500th anniversary of the Battle of Mactan. Dale De Vera is there, joining us live now from Cebu City for more details. Hi, Dale. How's it going over there?
Hello.
Hi, Dale.
Hello. Hello.
Dale?
Yes, Sean, several activities have been lined up today to mark the 500th year since Lapu-Lapu's historic victory in the Battle of Mactan. To kickstart today's activities, historic markers were unveiled in Lapu-Lapu City in honor of the Visayan heroes' win against the Spaniards. This was followed by a military parade and the presentation of the design for Lapu-Lapu statue. Tonight's shindig will be culminated by the lighting of various landmarks in Cebu province, including the Cebu-Cordova Link Expressway, which has been tagged as the Bridge of Tomorrow. The CC-Lex is an 8-kilometer bridge connecting mainland Cebu and Mactan Island. It is expected to be done by the end of the year. Meanwhile, National Historical Commission Chairman Dr. Rene Escalante said they have been in talks with Congress to rename the current Mactan Airport to Lapu-Lapu Airport. The National Queen Centennial Committee has said this is done to emphasize the spirit of heroism, gallantry, and bravery of Filipinos in the last 5 centuries. So on the quincentennial evening show will start in a while, featuring several cultural performances by Cebuano talents, Cebuano artists who've made a name.
Festivities down there in Cebu. What's the precedent there?
Earlier activity.
All right, looks like we lost. Meanwhile, the first supermoon of 2021, or the pink supermoon, lit up the globe. The huge moon dazzled night skies across Latin America, glowing over the cities of Buenos Aires, Santiago, and Caracas. The supermoon also graced Germany's capital, Berlin, and illuminated curfew-empty streets in Dresden and Frankfurt. The pink moon likewise lit up the skyline of Istanbul and was seen over the Kamlika Mosque and the Galata Tower in the Turkish city. Down under in Bondi Beach, Australia, Sydney-siders braved the evening chill to catch a glimpse of the pink supermoon. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.